trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Severe weather spreading across the state today. Here in Lincoln, a steady stream of rain falling throughout this afternoon. Some dark clouds moving in, bringing a downpour along with it. This video from citizen journalist Kevin showing just how gloomy it's been for the past several hours here in the capital city. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. Just like the rain, videos flowing into our Now Local News app from our citizen journalists today. This one coming from Melanie showing a stream of water going down into the drain in the streets. I hear flooding could be a concern tonight, but if we take a live look here at 48th and Cornhusker Streets, not much standing water getting in the way for drivers yet, but the rain still coming down, and that's likely going to be the case for a while. Let's send things on over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro to see how long the storms are sticking around tonight. Dom?
Hey, good evening, Mackenzie. Yeah, we're just getting started here, especially in eastern Nebraska. I know we saw some rain and showers this morning, another round here at the moment, and we're not done as we go through the overnight hours either. A couple watches to make everyone aware of. First, in northwest Nebraska, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in place until 9 p.m. Mountain Time for a handful of counties. Southwestern Nebraska under a tornado watch then until 10 o'clock Central Time. That does include the city of McCook, and likely going to see a couple more of those watches expand off to the east as we go through the next couple of hours. Also a flood watch then for central and southeastern Nebraska. We can see localized rainfall totals between 3 to 5 inches. Now, widespread totals likely between 1 and 3, but the upper end there, again, 3 to 5 inches of rain with these showers. That goes until 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. Also, that doesn't even include the potential then for severe weather, which we're keeping track of a couple warned storms here in eastern Nebraska at the moment, too. First here, as we take a look at south central Valley County, Sherman County, and west central Howard County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45 p.m. tonight for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail as that storm moves off to the south and east there at about 35 miles per hour, currently moving through Loop City. And then as we take a look then down towards Gage County, we have another severe thunderstorm warning in place until 6:45 p.m. This for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, moving off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So going to keep an eye on that as it moves through southern Gage County over the next hour or so. Here in the capital city, though, quiet outside of a few showers in your Allo Communications camera, but again, far from over here. We're going to see those storm chances continue well into the overnight hours. We'll have more details on that in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Dom. Now, tonight's forecast causing a change of plans for some Saturday night events. Eagle Raceway canceling all of their scheduled car races because of the weather tonight. They've already had to postpone and cancel quite a few events this season because of all the storms. But for anyone who bought a ticket, the Raceway says you will be getting a refund. And while the weather rolls through, we want to see it from your point of view. Whether it's heavy rain or flooded streets, take a video when it's safe and send it in to our Now Local News app. It's easy to do. You can just scan the QR code there on your screen and download the app. Plus, you can earn money when you send in a video. Well, a big Husker football competition at Memorial Stadium today. The Battle of the Boneyard, bringing a bunch of talented football players here to Lincoln. The competition is going on right now. Now, they started out in Memorial Stadium, but I hear the rain now forcing them to move things indoors. Channel 8's Jake Holman tells us what the tournament is all about and how it's going so far. Jake?
Yeah, hey, Mackenzie, if you're hungry for some Husker football, look no further as some of the top recruits in the country getting a chance to compete on the biggest stage. Several Husker commits, along with other top recruits in the nation, all getting together today. Play some 7-on-7 football right here in Lincoln. Now, all afternoon was the pool play. 4 different teams playing in 7-on-7 tournament-style format. Some players making some big plays at Hawks Field this Saturday. Well, the championship round will be at 7 tonight. It was supposed to be at Memorial under the bright lights, but due to the weather, they're having to move it indoors, and so it will remain at the Hawks Championship Center. It's called the Battle at the Boneyard, and the public allowed to attend. 5-star QB commit Trey Taylor, among many others, will be there showcasing his skills. The championship game getting underway just moments from now. And one other thing, according to Husker football, there's also supposed to be a big announcement following the championship round tonight, so only time will tell to see what that could be. We'll talk more about that, though, in our sports one. For now, Mackenzie, back over to you.
All right, looking forward to seeing how it all goes. Thank you, Jake. New violence erupting in the Middle East today. The war in Iran drags on despite the peace deal. A new round of Israeli strikes landing in Lebanon, and because of that, Iran is threatening to once again close the Strait of Hormuz. But the U.S. says Iran doesn't control the strait, and the critical waterway will stay open. Both sides meeting in Switzerland today, kicking off new negotiations. Here you can see a team of Iranian negotiators landing in Zurich. Here's ABC's Selena Wang with the details in Washington.
The Lebanese Civil Defense said Saturday that at least 16 people were killed and more than a dozen injured in Israeli attacks. Those strikes less than 24 hours after the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah was announced. This past Sunday, President Trump announced the U.S. and Iran had reached a great deal. The memorandum of understanding was then signed by both Trump and Iran's president.
And now we have an agreement that was signed last night. And it's 60 days. They have to make a deal. Otherwise, we will do things that won't make them happy. But I don't think it's going to get to that.
Iran saying Saturday it's going to close the Strait of Hormuz again due to the violations of that agreement. But U.S. Central Command responding in a statement saying Iran does not control the strait and traffic continues to flow, adding that U.S. forces are monitoring the situation to ensure this remains the case. Vice President J.D. Vance says Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are in Switzerland for talks with Iran and that he would be joining them in the coming days. Iran's foreign ministry confirming the Iranian delegation will be traveling to Switzerland as well. Meanwhile, some within President Trump's own party are criticizing the deal he made with Iran, which lifts all sanctions and could let them rake in billions of dollars.
Giving billions of dollars to theocratic lunatics who want to murder us is an exceptionally bad idea.
Per the memorandum of understanding, Iran has also not committed to destroying its nuclear stockpile, only that they've agreed to negotiate it over the next 60 days. Selena Wang, ABC News, Washington.
The constant turmoil in the Middle East is making gas prices go up and down across the nation. The good news, here in Nebraska, many drivers are starting to see a dip in prices. Here's what citizen journalist Brian is seeing at gas stations here in Lincoln. The cost at $3.62 per gallon at this NP Mart. But let's go ahead and see how that compares to other places across the U.S. Take a look at this map from AAA. It shows average gas prices in the U.S. You can see the national average right now is about $3.95 per gallon. But here in Nebraska, the average is at $3.73. So Lincoln's rates are just a little under the state and national averages. New at 6, law enforcement in central Nebraska doing some drone training. The Kearney Police Department teaming up with the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office. And you can see some pictures here from their training at Cotton Mill Park in Kearney. The team's learning techniques to use drones and dropping off devices to people who could be stranded in lakes where first responders can't easily reach them. The devices include life jackets and emergency auto-inflating life preservers. New tonight, freedom, culture, and community taking center stage in Lincoln today. The Clyde Malone Community Center hosting its annual Juneteenth celebration at Trago Park, and here you can see a full crowd. Hundreds of people coming out to enjoy a day with deep history. The celebration comes as a way to honor and celebrate the significance of the holiday. Numerous local vendors offering resources and educating others about the history and meaning that will never be forgotten. Channel 8's Emma Norwood has that story for us tonight. Emma?
Hey, good evening, Mackenzie. The significance of Juneteenth dates all the way back to the Emancipation Proclamation. And June 19th of 1865 marks the official end of slavery in the United States. But even 161 years later, people are finding ways to share the true reason for celebrating. A bunch of people here in Lincoln getting together to find connection through education and culture.
Let us march on to victory.
Music, food, and fellowship bringing hundreds together at Trago Park today as a way to celebrate Juneteenth and unite the community.
Just a reminder of ourselves, of where we come from and where we're going.
The Clyde Malone Community Center hosting the celebration, giving people of all backgrounds a place to go. The day offering an opportunity for the community to learn the true meaning behind Juneteenth. Something that's personal for so many.
I am very humbled. This reminds me, getting together on days like this just remind me of how our people fought to get to where we are right now, and I definitely appreciate them sacrificing everything that they did for me to actually be standing here.
The festivities hoping to inspire others so that in the future, the spirit of coming together continues on.
It's just great to be a part of that. It's great to be a part and to see people unite on this occasion to hopefully we can continue to do this outside of this day, outside of Juneteenth and the celebration, that we can continue to get together in a more positive way to have more successful outcomes for this community and for the state of Nebraska. It's the people.
The Malone Center volunteers tell me their biggest hope is to pass along the impact of the holiday to the next generation to make sure it's never forgotten in the future. Reporting here in the studio, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you for that report tonight, Emma. We have a lot more coming up for you tonight. That includes a new challenge for crews battling flames in western Nebraska. Find out how weather is proving to be a blessing and a curse to their struggle. Stick with us. Now to new developments on the wildfire raging in the western part of Nebraska. The rain, of course, a big help for firefighters today, but officials already say they've made some major progress against the South Fork fire. The flames are now at 90% contained. They say these spots up here that have the red around this map are the areas that still have flames burning right now. South Fork fire officials say while the rain is a positive, potential lightning strikes from the storms could reignite the flames, but they do have crews on the ground ready to tackle anything that comes their way.
And we're expecting high winds, so could be gusts up to 50 miles per hour with that approaching. So we want to make sure that everything's looking really good out here, and if we were to have some blow outside the line, we have folks on the ground to catch that.
Officials also now reporting that more than 39,600 acres of land have been consumed by the fire. Around 278 people are working right now to monitor and contain the flames. Of course, it's not just the firefighters that are instrumental in stopping the spread of these wildfires. The South Fork fire crews giving a big thanks to two organizations in particular supporting them through their battle. That includes the Pine Ridge Job Corps Camp Crew and the BIA Pine Ridge Crew from South Dakota. Both groups have been bringing meals, sanitary supplies, and daily assistance to the fire crews who are working on the front lines. And the department says the young adults have played a critical role in their success.
And scattered to numerous severe storms remain possible as we go through the overnight hours for eastern Nebraska. We'll break down both the timing and specific hazards of this evening's storms here coming up after the break.
Right now, a Nebraska town is issuing a public safety alert. Take a look here. The Alliance Police Department posting this video showing burglars checking people's cars. They say this is just one instance of criminals breaking into vehicles around the city. Here's a closer look now at the footage. The police department says surveillance video from one neighborhood shows two individuals wearing ski masks and dark clothing going door to door and checking whether vehicles were unlocked. Police getting reports of at least 5 different areas that were hit by these burglars. They're asking anyone with surveillance footage or information to call the department.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, we're still monitoring a very active severe weather situation here across the state. Wanted to start out first here with a couple of storm reports. We saw a few storms push through this morning. That has given us a couple hail reports in and around the Tri-Cities, about 1 inch in diameter, so about the size of a quarter there. And then as we've progressed throughout the afternoon, it's only gotten busier. Southwestern Nebraska, several hail reports. At one point, we had a storm in Hitchcock County that was producing 3-inch diameter hail. That's about the size, a little larger than a baseball, about the size of a large apple you could buy at the store. And then as we take a look here off to the east, some wind damage here up towards central Nebraska there near Valley County and down towards portions of Gage County there and into Jefferson County too. We also had a hail report there of about 1 inch. So it's been busy so far. We're likely going to see some more reports out of this as well. But on the flip side, still monitoring then some significant rainfall that we saw really in a couple of different waves today. This is kind of a long streak here from Broken Bow down towards close to Hebron. That was mainly this morning's storms, and then these kind of brighter yellows and orange. That's what we've been seeing so far this afternoon for central Nebraska. That's progressed then off to the south and east. We'll likely see some more of that here closer to Interstate 80 within the next couple of hours. And then look at that swath of precipitation down towards McCook there as well, Hitchcock County, and then into northwestern portions of Kansas. So we've seen some significant rain so far, and that is going to continue to be a theme here tonight. Beatrice just saw a storm move on through, and looks like we got a break in the action here a little bit on your Shones roofing camera, but some heavy downpours just moved through the city there. And temperatures, you can see exactly where those storms have tracked through this afternoon. Upper 50s in O'Neill, 62 in Broken Bow, 65 here in Lincoln. And as those swath of almost cooler temperatures has followed those storms as they moved south and east across the state. As we take a closer look here in the capital city, again, still 65, 67 in Beatrice, 72 still in Hebron. We hit 74 for your high today in Lincoln at 9:30 in the morning, and cloud cover and rain has just kept us on the cooler side ever since. So let's take a look then at those storms here in southeastern Nebraska. A couple warnings we want to make everyone aware of. I'm going to go ahead and grab my notes here just to make sure we got everything right. So this first warning here, Gage County, this goes until 6:45 p.m. tonight. This is warned for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail as this storm then moves off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. Now, as we take a look just to the north and west of that here, as we move up towards then Valley County and portions of Howard and Sherman County as well. This storm also warned until 6:45 p.m. tonight. Originally was warned for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail, though we did just get a report then of a 71-mile-per-hour wind gust 9 miles to the west and southwest of Loop City. So this here, when we get these kind of lines of showers and thunderstorms, very indicative of a damaging wind threat, and we're starting to see that here as this storm continues to move then off to the south and to the east. So again, very busy here in eastern Nebraska. Lots of rain as you get up towards the northeastern corner of the state. Still seeing that come down here in the capital city too. That's going to continue as we go then through the next couple of hours. We're expecting this to progress off to the south and east. Some of that heavier rain reaching us here in Lincoln between 8 and 10 o'clock tonight. And we're not done after that. Another round is going to move into the western half of the state off the higher terrain, and we could still be looking at storm chances here well after midnight, and in fact even closer to sunrise, anywhere between 4, 5, even 6 a.m. here for eastern Nebraska. Then that does progress off to the east as we wrap things up here between 9, 10 o'clock on your Father's Day. Should be dry. I mean, I say dry in quotations because we're going to get a fair amount of rain out of this, but dry for the moment then as we go through the rest of your Father's Day forecast. And we'll try again for some more storm chances out towards the west. We'll see if the atmosphere has anything left in it. We do have that enhanced level 3 out of 5 risk in place here on these orange counties. It means numerous severe storms are possible. All severe weather hazards in place as well. An isolated tornado or 2, large hail damaging winds can't be ruled out in that area. Scattered severe storms then a possibility here for the capital city. Also monitoring the potential for heavy rainfall. Anywhere in this red area, we could see an isolated 3 to 5 inches of precipitation for your evening here and into the overnight hours. We should dry out, though, as I mentioned, here in the morning hours for Father's Day. Temperatures reaching the low 70s, and we'll be on a cooler stretch as we go through the middle of next week. 70s, 80s for your highs. Plenty of smaller chances of precipitation. Would like to see what models have in mind after we get past this very active evening ahead.
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much for keeping us updated, Dom. Coming up in sports, the College World Series final happening at Charles Schwab Field right now. Plus, some Husker football recruits are in town for the battle at the Boneyard. We'll be right back.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with sports anchor Jake Homan. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome into your Saturday evening sports. And we begin with championship weekend in Omaha, Charles Schwab Field, Oklahoma, taking on North Carolina in the final series of the College World Series. And, well, lots of action early. The Sooners tagging on 2 first, the Tar Heels immediately responding to single up the middle and bringing a couple. UNC takes lead 3-2, but offense first, defense second. How about this play made in right field? Carter French with the unreal grab, but the Sooners going to stay red hot. Sole shot to left would knot things up here. Delton LeChance, his second long ball of the game. 4th inning now. Oklahoma pouring it on. 2 more coming in on the single here to center. Oklahoma rolling to a Game 1 victory over North Carolina. Your final score 9-3, which now sets up Sunday's game. Of course, the Sooners can win that game, of course, and they are national champions. Tar Heels, though, will look to extend that series to Monday's game. And battle at the Boneyard happening tonight here in Lincoln. Top recruits in the country, including Nebraska's own, getting together to play some 7-on-7 football. Now, all afternoon was the pool play. 4 different teams playing in 7-on-7. Some players making some big plays over at Hawks Field. And, well, the championship round will be at 7 tonight. It was scheduled for Memorial Stadium, but due to weather, they're now having to move indoors at the Hawks Center. So it's called the Battle at the Boneyard. The public allowed to attend. 5-star QB commit Trey Taylor will be there among others, showcasing his skills. The championship game getting underway just moments from now. Now, one other thing to keep an eye on is a special announcement from Husker football. They haven't yet revealed what it is. A lot of fans, though, speculated possibly a new uniform. But check this out. Husker 5-star QB Trey Taylor say has an early sneak peek, so we'll have to see what it could be tonight. And before we go, Lincoln Salt Dogs back in action tonight. They're playing the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. That one just getting underway right now. We'll keep a close eye on that and have the highlights tonight here on the news at 10. That's going to do it for your sports, though. Go ahead and send it back to you, Mackenzie.
All right, well, let's see. Do we have enough time for a final check of weather? Let's send things over for real quick.
Yeah, we've still got a couple watches out there, Mackenzie. We were able to lose a few counties there in southwestern Nebraska on that severe thunderstorm watch. Still monitoring the potential then for flooding for central and southeastern Nebraska as we go through the rest of your evening.
All right, thank you, Dom. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
Plan your next game night out or celebrate any milestone with us, because happy hour is even happier when you're winning. Only at Warhorse Casino, minutes from downtown in Lincoln.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.